Hey guys, welcome back to a bonus episode of Let's Play Record of Agarest War. I know this is kind of sudden. I know that we said we had no more bonus videos in this Let's Play, but this one was really kind of a request. I got a couple people asking me about a certain concept in the game I'm going to go over, and that's monster capturing, monster combinations, yada yada yada, and stuff like that, dealing with monsters and capturing them and using them as party members and stuff like that. Now, this is a concept I don't really normally use when I go through the game normally. I know there's a lot of players who play the game and they use monsters a lot because monsters are, in fact, sometimes better than party members that you get normally. But I'm going to go over essentially what monsters are and what they do to help you with your party and how to, combine them into certain monsters and everything. Now, there is a long list of combinations of monsters. I'm going to say, I looked and researched this. There's at least, I want to say, over 150 to 200 monsters that you can combine and capture and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is essentially kind of like the titles video. I'm not going to go into detail over every single one because we'd be here all day. It would take forever to make this video. But essentially, I'm going to put two links to the Agarest wiki that show you all the capturable and uncapturable combination monsters that you can get. Now, I know one particular greatest challenge is you can't capture certain monsters. Monsters that you can't capture include monsters in the boundary plane. You can't capture any monsters in the boundary plane. But if you want to have them, you can simply get them by combining capturable monsters. And the list here will show you how to do that and everything. Like I said, I'm not going to go over it because we'd be here all day. The video itself would be over 2 hours long, and I don't want that. But I'm going to go into reasonings why to capture a monster. Capturing monsters simply, they can be used as party members. They can be combined with other monsters and traded in at the Monsters Guild. Their titles available based on the number of times you've combined monsters, which I went over in the titles video. Captured monsters stay with you throughout all the generations and New Game Plus playthroughs completely intact without ever getting their levels or other characteristics reset, but only if you choose the same difficulty or lower. This is especially useful if you find yourself without a certain party member you've been using diligently, avoiding a serious loss to your party strength. Captured monsters usually come with a wider range of skill equipable possibilities, as well as having all 3 EX skills automatically, so they'll have all 3 of their EX skills automatically when you make them. Captured monsters can also equip normal weapons, depending on the monster type though. So I'll give you an example. Werewolf can equip knuckles, a fairy can equip a rod, an imp can equip a spear, a skeleton can equip swords, and a skeleton mage can equip scythes and stuff like that. If you plan on keeping one monster forever, then you'll be definitely worthwhile investment of your PP party points. Now, on how to capture monsters. I went over this, I think, early in the Let's Play, but I want to go in more detail about how to capture monsters and what the mechanics are behind it and stuff like that. Capturing a monster requires, obviously, the capture skill. So you can get this at the shop. Maybe this becomes available once you get an esoteric book. I can't remember which one it was. I think it's 5 or something like that. It's a darkness skill, so you'll need a character with a darkness skill slot to use it. Make sure that the captured monster is at 5% health, because you will not be able to catch it if you try any higher than that. One little helpful hint I will give you is using a move called Merciful Strike. Merciful Strike, what it does is essentially it always leaves a monster with 1 HP. So kind of think of False Swipe from the Pokemon series. False Swipe always left a Pokemon with 1 HP. This does the same. It always leaves a monster with at least 1. So that way when you use capture, it'll be easier to capture. Though the rate on how to capture a monster is not affected by how much HP they have. What it is affected by is your character's luck. And not only that, certain skills, I'll give you an example, the Hunter ability, which Zerva and Shurifenir have. The Hunter ability increases the chances of success of capture. So, the best form, probably your best character that you can use to capture monsters is Zerva. He does have darkness slots for that. He does have a skill slot for Merciful Strike. He is practically your ideal unit to make for capturing monsters and stuff like that. So take advantage of that. The higher luck a character has, it is also affected by how well it is to capture. The success rate of capturing monsters is. So keep that in mind. Some area effect weapons like Scythe, guns, and spears also can capture multiple monsters this way. So if you have a character that has a Scythe, I'm going to use Zerva as an example again. He can use a Scythe, which will attack all 3 characters that are directly in front of him. So if you have 3 monsters directly in front of you, and they all have less than 5% health, you can use capture on all 3 of them. So you can practically capture 3 monsters. Using captured monsters, you can use them as characters, any other characters, but one little thing I want you guys to keep in mind is some monsters are huge. I'll give you an example: an ogre that we've been using to get the attack 999s and the magic 900s. If you capture this and use this in your party, he's a huge monster. This can also affect how bad battles can go because he's such huge mass. If you have a huge monster on the field, it becomes really hard to reach a character that's been defeated and you're trying to revive them. It becomes really hard to get them in time before the timer runs out because he's so huge. So be careful that if you plan on using a large monster, proceed with caution, because this can really screw up your attacks and everything, I guess, in a way, and it can screw up your attacks. It can screw up your chances of healing people that need healed and stuff like that, because the sheer size of him, I mean, you can't go through him. What you can do is you can trade in monsters. Trade in monsters, if you trade them in, you can get monster items. Now, I didn't go over what a monster item is. A monster item is specific weapons that monsters equip. So, let's say you have a Nikomata, a kitty cat monster. They will use claws and sticks and stuff like that. And if you trade in a monster, you'll get really strong monster weapons and stuff like that. Now, monsters can also equip any type of accessory, any type of armor. They can equip these. But some monsters can only equip certain weapons, specific for monsters and stuff like that. That's where you come in trading monsters and stuff like that. That's when it comes in handy to do that. Now, combining monsters. Now, this is going to be a little bit better process because, well, I did show this off, but if you have 2 monsters in your party, you can combine them into one monster, and they can be really rare monsters and be really good, or they can be really bad. Again, in the description below, I will leave a link that will show all the monsters that you can combine and what level they'll be at. Even the uncatchable monsters. If you combine them, you can get really strong monsters and trade them in for ultimate monster weapons and stuff like that. And get really good items. This is ideal for getting the max attack, max magic, and so forth. But other than that, that's pretty much that. Now, there's only some monsters that can only be got in your party by combining these monsters. I mentioned that the uncatchable monsters in the boundary plane you cannot catch. So how are you supposed to get them? You're supposed to combine them with catchable monsters. And that's pretty much that in a nutshell. There is, and one last thing before I end the video is, there is a trophy, or an achievement if you're playing the 360 or Steam version. It's called, Why Did We Play God? It's creating a rare monster like a Lugit. Practically, really high-level boundary plane monsters. If you create a high-level boundary plane monster, you will get this trophy by doing so. Again, all of the data that I'm about to give is going to be in the description below. So if you're really needing help with this, use these guides. The Agarest wiki is really good for wealth of knowledge. I've been using this constantly in the playthrough. I've been using this as references in the playthrough a lot. So I would really suggest you taking a look at the Agarest wiki if you're stuck on any of these. I'm going to leave one for the combination list, and I'm going to leave one for where to find the monsters that you're trying to find, because some of the monsters are really hard to find, and I don't know where all the locations of all the monsters are, because like I said, there's over 200 to 150 to 200 monsters in the game, so it gets really annoying. But anyways, guys, I thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next bonus video of Let's Play Record of Agarest War. I'll see you guys later.